Welcome guys, and in today's video I want to talk about using an app to make a stencil. I've used this app several times to make several stencils and accomplish several tattoos. Also, if you enjoy this kind of content, give it a like, subscribe, ring the bell, and if you guys are ready to take a look at this app, then let's go. Alright, the app that we're going to be using today is called Tattoo Stencil. Now this is a pretty simple app, there's not a lot to it, but we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you how I use that app in conjunction with Procreate. You don't need Procreate, you can use anything. All this app does is take any image you put into it and it will give you a stencil on the back end. So for me, I create my stuff in Procreate, and then if I want to make it into a stencil quick and in a pinch, I can just send it to the app and there we go. And I'm going to show you how we do that right now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Procreate, and in Procreate you'll see I have the image that I tattooed recently. Now this was designed here in Procreate with a few different pieces put together properly to meet the client's needs, right? So what I want to do is I could sit here and I could line this out like I would any other stencil. And I'll link a video up here somewhere to another video where we make a stencil in Procreate and I show you how I go about doing that. In this case, all I'm doing is taking the design that I came up with and sending it into the Tattoo Stencil app. So again, this is the image that I had when I was done. Now all you're going to do is come up over here. Now again, this is if you're doing this in Procreate. I'll show you after this that you don't need Procreate. But if you're using Procreate, this is how you'll do this. You'll come up Share, come down to PNG, and then I'm going to save the image. Now if we come over to our photos, you can see there it is right there. So now we're going to open up Tattoo Stencil app. Now don't worry about anything down here yet. Preview, download, details, none of this. The only thing you need to do is come up here to Browse. You want to go to your photo library, and here's our photo right here. So they're showing you the photo. You have to confirm that yes, this is the photo and everything's good. So we're going to hit done. And here it gives you your stencil. Now down here you can turn the detail down a little bit, and as you can see, the more we slide across, the more it kind of takes away. And for me, I like to, most of the time, take it all the way down as low as I can get it because I don't want too much purple in my stencil. Anywhere there's black is going to be purple. Now if you want to take a look and see how it compares, you can hit the preview button. So you can jump back and forth, kind of see where they're getting what they're getting here. Okay, when you're ready and you think, yes, this is what I want, you hit the download button. It's going to ask you the image resolution. I always go with 100%. Why not? And it was successfully saved. Now I can go to my photos again. And there it is. Now from here I can print this and then run it through my stencil machine. So I will print this from here. It's going to come out on a piece of paper. On that piece of paper, I'm going to run it through my stencil machine. I'll link another video up here to show you how to use that stencil machine if you have questions. Now let's take another image, right? That was something we created. Now here's another thing. You can go out into the world, into Google, into anywhere you want to go, and save an image. You like that image, you saved it. So let's go to Photo Library, and let's click on this, okay? We have a golf cart here. This is something I'm working on for somebody. You hit done. And there you have it. There's your thumbnail or your stencil. And again, as you slide this down, you're going to get less and less of the detail. And you might not want less and less. Maybe you want a little bit more. Okay? You have that option. Also, what you can do is if you are working on a Procreate or something of that nature, you could save this and then go in and add a little bit more to it, right? So if you wanted this all the way down here, but because you want less in this area, but you're missing what's going on up here, you can always save this image, go back in and give yourself, line out the top of the golf cart if you wanted to. So there's a lot of options if you play back and forth. Again, this is just an image off Google, right? This is just an image taken off of there. Now, I modified it quite a bit before it got here just because, but nonetheless, it was still a golf cart when I found it. So that's the process. That's how easy it is. Here I'm going to show you a couple of photos. One right here being of the stencil on the skin. That was the wolf in the Native American woman that we tattooed a week ago or so. That was done using this app straight from here, printed it, ran through the machine on the skin, and it was tattooed. I'm telling you, you can do this successfully. You can use this app when you're in a pinch, when you don't have time to really take your time and go through and create that stencil exactly the way you want it. You can use this. Now here's the thing, is you have to understand how to read one of these stencils. It's not rocket science or anything, but if you haven't practiced literally reading a stencil or following a stencil, then you're going to have a struggle no matter what you use. So what you can do, what I encourage you to do, would be to maybe use an app like this or whatever, print it out, go through the process, and slap it on some fake skin or something. And practice making that tattoo off of that stencil while looking at your reference. That's a great tool to learn how to read a stencil. And this is a great way for a machine to essentially spit you out a stencil so you can get used to following a stencil like this. And in the future, you don't need this. You can use your own, or back, like I talk about, using it as a tool and then adding to it later on. So here's another picture right here. You've probably seen this in past videos, but since we're talking about the app, I'm just going to show it to you. This is the image once it was complete. So you can see that you can use this app and have some success, right? I've used it since then on some other tattoos and have had no problems. I still prefer taking the time and making my own stencil. It's even more readable. I put in the time to make sure that I understand each line and where it's going. So there is some positive, a lot of positive to making your own stencil. But again, once you learn how to read a stencil and whatnot, this app is a lifesaver when you need it. Now I know there are a lot of other apps and programs out there to do the same thing, and a lot of times they do it better and give you way more flexibility in how to do those. But for the most part, I just want to show you this quick app because it makes the process simple. It's very easy. There's no real complicated process of making adjustments here and there. It's just a simple way to make a decent stencil, and so that's why I thought I'd bring it to you. Now, this stencil app does cost money. I believe I paid like $2 for it, but for me, for $2 to give it a whirl, see if it works, it was worth it, right? I made that $2 back on the first time I used this app because it saved me quite a bit of time, and time I didn't have at that point. So again, a small investment in myself that has paid for itself is well worth doing, well worth my time, and therefore worth sharing to you. So again, if you guys know of other apps or programs that can help you, me, and other people watching, let me know in the comments, put them down there. I know some of you have even already sent me stuff. I have not gotten to them yet, but they look super powerful. There's some stuff out there, some free stuff that is really good and really allows you to fine-tune some stuff. I hope to make a video about that in the future. But until then, we have this app and we can use this app amongst many others. So guys, again, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. I know that some of these are not interesting to everybody, but I do appreciate you guys for taking the time, supporting this channel and what we're trying to do here. Just trying to share as much information as I can with you, given the amount of time I have to do so. So again, I just want to say thank you. If you do enjoy this video and want to support the channel, hit the like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when I post, so you're able to watch the video and you're able to support the channel. That's the best thing you can do. Also, if you want to check out some merch, there's links down below. We're going to be adding to that come this winter, some different products and whatnot. So again, that's that. Also, check us out at Art Something Tattoo Podcast, where I pretty much run my mouth for about 10 minutes about a specific topic, and I call it a podcast. But nonetheless, if you want to support that, again, that's Art Something Tattoo Podcast. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts. Go ahead and follow, subscribe, do all the stuff you got to do over there. It's very interesting. But until next time, guys, peace.